All right, so you sent me this AlgoCademy blog post,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta say, it's pretty hyped up.
Yeah.
Like, it's giving some real late-night infomercial vibes, you know? Like, promising anyone can become a coding superstar.
Right.
But, okay, hype aside for a sec.
Sure.
The idea of an AI teaching you to code, I mean, that's actually kind of cool.
There's definitely a ton of buzz about AI right now
Yeah.
in education, and especially when it comes to
Coding.
coding.
Yeah.
It seems like platforms like AlgoCademy,
Mm-hmm.
they might be tapping into something pretty big here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, the blog says their AI tutor is like
Okay.
having a super smart coding buddy available 24/7, personalized lessons, instant feedback. It
Yeah.
can supposedly do it all.
Right.
But let's break this down a little.
Okay.
What is an AI coding tutor exactly?
So imagine you're stuck on this coding problem, right?
Yeah.
And instead of like scouring the internet or waiting
Yeah.
for a human tutor to get back to you,
Yeah.
you've got this.
AI that can look at your code
Oh, wow.
right now.
Okay.
Like in real time.
Yeah.
It finds your mistakes. It explains the stuff you're missing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even suggests different ways to go about it.
So it's like having this personalized coach in
Yes,
your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of wild, especially like late at night
Oh, yeah.
when you're working on something and you just hit a wall.
Definitely.
And there's no one to ask.
And the cool thing is
Mm-hmm.
the personalization.
Okay.
It's not like just a canned tutorial. You know, this is an AI that's figuring out
Right.
how you learn,
Yeah.
figuring out what you're struggling with,
Yeah.
and then adjusts the lessons.
So the blog lists all these features.
Yeah.
Personalized learning paths, real-time feedback, interactive challenges.
It's a lot.
It's a pretty long list.
It is, and it seems like they're really trying to like
Mhm.
address some of the major pain points
Right.
of learning to code.
For sure.
One thing that jumps out at me is
What's that?
natural language processing.
Okay. Explain that like I'm 5.
Basically, it means you can just talk to the AI,
Oh,
almost like you would to a person.
interesting.
You ask it questions,
Wow.
and it understands and responds to you, which is a huge step.
So you're not just like typing lines of code, you're having a conversation
Right.
with this AI about the code.
It could totally change
And
how we learn.
Pretty cool.
Imagine an AI that could explain all this really complicated stuff
Yeah.
in a way that makes sense to you,
Right.
no matter your background or experience.
Okay, so let's get to the actual languages.
Okay.
What can you actually learn with AlgoCademy?
Sure.
So the blog lists a whole bunch: JavaScript, Python,
Mm-hmm.
Java, C++.
Right.
They even give like a little blurb about each one.
What's interesting is they connect those languages
Yeah.
to jobs, to career paths.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just learning to code just to code.
Right.
They're trying to help you get skills
Yeah.
that are in demand.
So if you're into like web development,
Right.
JavaScript's key.
Exactly. And for data science, it's Python.
Okay.
And Java is huge for mobile app development,
Gotcha.
especially on Android.
So they're trying to make sure you're not just learning for the sake of learning,
Right.
but that you're actually learning skills that can lead to a job.
Exactly. It's about giving you practical skills
Okay.
to actually use in the real world.
So they even have this placement test,
They do, yeah.
which is cool. It figures out your skill level and tailors the learning path for you.
Right from the start.
Right from the start, yeah. Speaking of learning path, the blog kind of walks you through
Okay.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
You create an account, take that placement test,
Uh-huh.
then you start working on these coding challenges.
Right.
And the AI is kind of there with you
Like a guy.
every step of the way. So it's like having this personalized roadmap.
It's a really
Where?
big difference from a traditional online course.
Oh, okay.
Like, think about those massive online courses.
Right, the MOOCs.
Yeah. You often feel lost,
Work in the crowd.
left on your own to figure it out.
Yeah,
But with this AI tutor,
you got support.
you've got constant support.
It's like the difference between being thrown into the deep end of a pool
Exactly.
and having a swim instructor right there next to you.
Right.
Okay, so AlgoCademy seems pretty confident in their
Yeah.
approach.
They've got this whole chart comparing their AI tutors
Okay.
to online courses and human tutors.
Yeah.
And they're making some big claims. 24/7 availability, which you don't get with a person.
Right.
Personalized learning that adapts to your pace.
Mm-hmm.
And instant feedback,
Mm.
which can be hard to get
Yeah.
with both traditional methods.
It's like they're saying they've found
The secret formula
the secret formula.
to the perfect coding education.
They've cracked the code to second the code. Yeah.
They do have some success stories
Uh-huh.
to back it up.
Right.
Like Sarah and Mike
Oh yeah, they're feedback.
raving about AlgoCademy.
Yeah, Sarah went from total beginner to building web apps in like
Pretty
a
impressive.
few months.
Yeah.
And Mike was all about the
Flexibility.
and personalized feedback.
But those are just two stories.
Of course, those are just two anecdotes.
It's important to keep in mind those are just snapshots
Right.
of individual experiences.
Yeah, for sure.
But they do highlight how big of an impact AI can have on education.
Especially when it comes to personalization.
Yeah.
And AlgoCademy's not just like sitting back.
Right.
They're already looking ahead to the future of coding education,
Oh, yeah.
talking about things like virtual reality,
Wow.
coding spaces,
Okay.
and AI that can actually prevent you from making mistakes
It's wild.
before they happen.
Pretty ambitious.
It's next level stuff.
It speaks to what might be possible.
Yeah.
Imagine learning to code in this virtual world where you can see the code come to life.
Yeah.
Or having an AI that's like, hey, I know what you're trying to do, but there's a better way to do it.
All right, before we get too lost in the future,
Sure.
let's come back to the present and recap what we've learned about AlgoCademy.
We've talked about what an AI coding tutor is, looked at AlgoCademy's platform,
Yeah.
and even peeked into their vision
For the future.
for the future.
Of learning to code.
It's clear they think AI can make learning to code
Yeah.
way more accessible, engaging, and effective.
And they are not shy
Not at all.
about the hype.
Nope.
But now, we got to step back and look at things
Okay.
a little more critically.
A little more realistically.
Yeah, realistically.
What are the downsides?
Yeah, are there any limitations to all this?
Good questions.
Are these AI coding tutors really the answer to everything?
We'll tackle those questions next time.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our deep dive into AI coding tutors.
Last time we were like super excited about all the things AlgoCademy was
I
promising.
know that blog post was pretty over the top.
Yeah, it was painting a pretty rosy picture.
Definitely.
But now it's time to put on our skeptical hats
Okay.
and ask some tougher questions
Yeah.
because let's be real.
Right.
No technology is perfect. There's always some trade-offs.
Absolutely.
One thing I've been thinking about
Yeah.
is over-reliance on these AI tutors.
I see what you mean.
Sure, they give you instant feedback and help you with challenges, but
Right.
what happens when you run into a problem
Yeah.
the AI can't solve?
That's a good point.
You don't want to get so dependent on it
Right.
that you can't think for yourself anymore.
Exactly. The goal should be to use AI as a tool.
Right, to help you learn.
Yeah.
Not to, like, replace actual human.
Interaction and collaboration.
Exactly. It's like using a calculator.
Okay.
It's great for getting quick answers, but you still got to understand the math behind it.
That's a great analogy.
So these AI tutors can be super helpful.
Yeah. You shouldn't think of them as
Right.
replacing learning those core
Yeah. The fighter.
coding principles.
Right.
Exactly.
It's all about finding that balance.
Right.
Using the power of AI without becoming a passive learner.
Yeah. You don't want to just blindly
Yeah, just following instructions.
follow instructions. Yeah.
And this brings up another question.
Okay.
What about actual teachers?
Right. Human educators
Yeah.
in this world
Yes.
of
In world where
Yeah.
fancy AI tutors.
everyone's learning from AI.
Yeah. What happens to coding teachers and mentors then?
I mean, some people are worried that AI is going to lead to
Yeah.
teachers losing their jobs.
Job displacement.
Yeah.
But I actually see it differently.
I think AI can actually make the role of human educators
Okay.
even more important.
How so?
Imagine if teachers didn't have to spend so much time
Right.
on basic instruction and grading, you know?
Right.
They could use AI to handle those things.
Yeah.
And that would free them up to focus on
Okay.
all the things AI can't do as well,
Like what?
like being creative, working together,
Collaboration.
mentoring students.
So it's about moving away from rote learning.
Yeah, memorization and focusing on
higher level thinking.
higher level thinking and solving problems.
Exactly.
Okay, so the AI handles like the what of coding.
And basics, yeah.
And humans are better at,
The why and the how.
okay, that makes sense.
We can help students understand the bigger picture, see how everything connects,
Right.
and then use those skills
In creative ways.
in creative ways.
It's almost like a partnership.
Yeah, like a team
AI and teachers working
to
together.
create this really awesome learning experience. And let's not forget, like, a human touch.
Right.
Teachers bring empathy,
Yeah.
passion, and they can really connect with students.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
And that's something that AI, at least for now,
Yeah.
just can't do.
It can't replicate.
There's something special
Right.
about a teacher who's really passionate.
Yeah.
getting a student curious
Inspiring them.
and excited to learn.
It's like the difference between reading a textbook
Yeah,
and having a conversation with an expert
exactly.
who loves that subject.
Right. So that's why I think the future of learning to code
Mm-hmm.
is about humans and AI
Working together.
working together
Yeah.
to create this learning environment that's personalized and fun.
Engaging. So, speaking of engaging, I'm curious
Okay.
about how AI is making coding more accessible and
Yeah.
fun,
Especially for beginners.
especially for beginners. Yeah.
That's a great point.
We've talked a lot about AlgoCademy, but they're not the only ones doing this.
Right. There are tons of other platforms
Yeah.
using AI in really cool ways.
Like what? Give me.
Okay, so there's this app
Okay.
called Grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
It teaches coding like it's a game.
Oh, I like that.
So it feels more like playing than studying,
Gamification is
Yeah.
such a powerful tool.
especially for something like coding that can feel
Yeah. Can seem
intimidating.
intimidating. Yeah.
And Grasshopper uses AI
Oh, wow.
to personalize the experience.
Okay.
It changes how hard it is
Right.
based on how you're doing.
So it's not just making coding fun, it's
Yeah.
making it feel like something you can
Yeah, like you can actually do it.
achieve.
Exactly. And there's this other platform called Mimo
Bumo.
that does something similar. It breaks down
Oh.
coding into these
Little bite-sized.
bite-sized lessons.
Yeah.
And it uses AI to track your progress
Okay.
and keeps you motivated.
So it's like having a cheerleader in your pocket
That's a great way to put it.
cheering you on.
And the best part is,
What's that?
these platforms are made for busy people.
Oh, yeah.
You can learn whenever you have a few minutes.
It's like the difference between a whole semester-long course
Mhm.
and having a coding tutor in your pocket.
Right there when you need it.
Right there when you need it, yeah.
That's the cool thing about these AI tools.
Yeah.
They're making coding more accessible,
Mm-hmm.
flexible
And engaging.
than ever.
But we can't forget about the downsides
True.
we talked about earlier.
Yeah, like relying too much on the AI
Right.
and making sure we find that balance
Yeah. Between humans and
between human learning.
machines.
These are important things to think about.
We've explored a lot of theory about AI coding tutors,
We have.
and we've looked at some real-world examples.
Yeah, like Grasshopper and Mimo.
Now I'm curious about what this all means, practically.
What do you mean?
Like, how is this technology actually being used
Oh, I see.
in classrooms and workplaces?
Okay.
What are the real results?
Those are great questions.
And that's what we'll look at next time.
Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
We've covered a lot.
We've talked about the excitement around AlgoCademy,
Yeah.
the whole world of AI coding tutors. We
Mhm.
talked about the good and the bad,
The potential and the risks.
the role of actual teachers,
Human educators.
and all the different ways these platforms are using AI.
Definitely.
But now it's time to get practical.
It's okay.
How is this stuff actually being used out in the real world?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, the million-dollar question.
And I think the answer, like with most AI things,
Yeah.
it's kind of complicated and changing super fast.
So let's start with education.
Okay.
Are schools and universities using AI coding tutors?
Yeah, they actually incorporated them.
Yeah, in their classes.
It's early,
Uh-huh.
but we're seeing more and more schools trying them out.
Interesting.
Some universities are using them to like supplement their normal lectures and labs.
Okay.
So students get extra help and feedback outside of class.
That makes sense. It's like having a TA available
Yeah.
all the time, ready to answer questions.
Exactly.
And help you with your code.
And it can be really helpful for students who
Mm-hmm.
don't do as well in a regular classroom.
Right.
Some people learn better at their own speed.
At their own pace.
And
Yeah.
AI tutors can make that happen.
It's all about that personalized learning experience,
Yeah, tailored to you.
tailored to how you learn best.
And it's not just universities.
Oh, okay.
Coding boot camps and online learning platforms are using them too.
Really?
They see how AI can help people learn faster
Mm-hmm.
and make coding education more accessible.
It's kind of cool to see how this tech is spreading.
Yeah, it's being woven into
Yeah.
how we learn.
It's not just about learning to code, it's about learning how to
Mhm.
learn, period.
That's a good point.
What do you mean by that?
So AI tutors can help students learn to think critically, and solve problems better.
Mm-hmm.
They push you to experiment, try things out.
So it's not just about memorizing code, it's about figuring out how to approach problems.
And those skills are useful
Yeah.
everywhere, not just in coding,
Right, like in life.
in a world that's changing so fast.
Yeah, a world driven by technology.
Okay, so let's switch gears
Okay.
and talk about work.
Work. Okay.
How are businesses using these AI tutors
Yeah. Are they using them
to improve things.
to help their employees?
We're seeing some cool things.
Like what?
Companies are using them to train new employees.
Okay.
Give them a crash course
Onboarding, yeah.
in the company's code,
Makes sense. Starting a new job can be overwhelming.
especially with a huge code base.
Yeah, having an AI tutor to help you get started.
It would make things way easier.
Definitely.
And it takes some pressure off.
Right. The senior developers.
You usually have to train everyone.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Everybody wins.
And it's not just for new hires. Companies use AI tutors to help their current employees learn new skills.
Right. To keep up with the latest tech.
Stay competitive.
So it's like having a built-in learning platform
Right there.
at work.
Always available.
So we've seen how they're used in education and in the workplace.
Are there any other cool ways people are using AI coding tutors?
One area that's really taking off
Yeah.
is personal learning.
You mean people using these tools to learn to code
Yeah,
on their own?
exactly. Like in their free time.
That's cool.
There's so much available online now.
Right.
It's easier than ever to learn on your own.
And AI tutors can give people that extra boost,
That extra help
especially when they're just starting out.
to keep them going.
Yeah, to keep them motivated.
Help them track their progress.
Yeah.
And get past those hurdles that make people give up.
It's like having a personal coding coach.
Right there with you.
Always cheering you on.
And as they get better and more personalized,
Yeah.
I think we'll see more and more people using them to learn new skills and open up new opportunities.
It's a pretty exciting time to be a learner.
With all this AI at our fingertips,
The possibilities are endless.
AI coding tutors are just getting started.
They're still babies.
But they have so much potential to change how we learn, how we work.
And how we use technology.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into AI coding tutors,
Yeah, this is the end of the road.
we encourage you, our listener,
Yeah.
to keep exploring this stuff.
Keep learning.
Whether you're a coding pro
Yeah, we're just starting out.
or just someone curious about AI.
There's something here for everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Keep learning, keep coding, and keep pushing those boundaries.